boys and girls. Happy July 7th. I hope you had a great 4th of July and got to see some fireworks. Well, today I'm not with you, so I'm sending you this recording so we can read our book together. When I read, you can follow along, and then after I have an activity I want to share with you that you can do. Then when we all come together next week, we can share our activities and we can probably get finished up with our book and get on to having sort of a book party on the last day, and I'll explain a little bit more to you about that in a little bit. So for now, I'm going to begin reading chapter 7. It's called Dropping Clues, and then after that I'll show you your activity for the day. Okay? All right, here we go. Chapter 7. I'd never seen Solovsky so down and out. All day in school he just slumped in his chair and sighed, and when he answered the door at his house he looked about as happy as a cat in a car wash. "Hi, Solovsky," I said. "If you say so," he groaned. "We came over to review the case," I told him. He nodded. "The contest is 2 days away," Mila said, "and all we've found are dead ends. Is there somewhere private we can go? Your bedroom, maybe?" Thankfully, Solovsky had no problem with that idea. Once we were inside his room, it was just a matter of getting a good look around. Boys and girls, do you remember last week when we read about Mila and Jigsaw Jones's plan? They wanted to get into Solovsky's room and look around for some clues, so I think that's what they're up to. Solovsky's room was a disaster area. He frowned. "My dad says I have to clean my room or he's going to explode." "It looks like there's already been an explosion," Mila commented. She picked up a few toys from the floor. Solovsky picked up a Lego rocket ship and carefully set it on a shelf. It dropped to the floor with a crash, breaking into pieces. Solovsky just sighed. He slumped on the bed, his head in his hands. "Sorry, guys. Maybe you should go. I don't feel like doing anything." "No!" Mila exclaimed. She gave me a worried look. Oh no, you don't." Page 44. There's the picture on page 40. "We'll help you clean up your room. That always makes me happy." "It does?" I asked. Mila gave me a sharp poke in the ribs. "Yes, detective, it does," she insisted. "Oh, right," I agreed. I understood the plan. By cleaning up, we could search Solovsky's room, and he wouldn't suspect a thing. I picked up a smelly sock. "Whew! I'll straighten up your desk," Mila offered. She opened drawers and shuffled papers. I cleared my throat. "Hey, Solovsky, got any grape juice in the house?" "Well, I could make some Kool-Aid," he offered. "That'd be great," I said, clapping him on the back. "You go do that while Mila and I clean your room." Mila and I went through all of Solovsky's things. I patted down the clothes in his closet. I searched the likely hiding places: under his mattress, inside his shoes, on top of the high shelves. Boys and girls, do you remember what they're looking for? Want to think about that? Did you guess it? Remember, they're looking for the grand prize that went missing. All I found was a stale bag of Doritos, an old banana, and a can of flat ginger ale. No grand prize anywhere. When Bobby came back to the room, he seemed to be in a better mood. "I heard other stuff was missing from the store," he said. "Doesn't that clear me of the crime?" "Not exactly," I said. "You won't be in the clear until we find the real thief." "Or thieves," Mila said. "Thieves?" Solovsky wondered. "It could be more than one person," I said. "Anything is possible." Solovsky sighed. He gathered up the comic books and carelessly threw them on his bedside table. They toppled over onto the carpet. He suddenly turned and looked at us with desperate eyes. You've got to help me," he pleaded. "I've got to be allowed back in that store. Jigsaw, Mila, you're my last hope." Chapter 8. We're going to read chapter 8 today. It's a short chapter. It's called Trick Key business. Before class started on Friday morning, I sat down at my desk to read through my detective journal, but it was hard to think. Everyone was talking about the talent show. Kim Lewis was training a jumping frog. Nicole Rodriguez claimed she had a cat that could do backflips. Helen Zuckerman wouldn't stop talking about her poodle. She said it spoke French. Joey had thankfully given up the idea of dressing his cat. Instead, he was trying to train a worm to roll over. "How's it coming along?" I asked Joey. He shrugged. "It's hard. Wormy doesn't understand me. I don't think he has ears." I closed my notebook and got out my animal behavior folder. I'd been so busy with the case that I hadn't done the homework. I started a list. Here's his list right here, because he has to do that assignment. He has to do it too, right? So here's his list under Rags. Right? We all know who Rags is. Rags. He sleeps. He drools. He barks at the doorbell. I tapped my eraser. Try to think of a good number 4. I thought about what Rags and I do when we are together. The truth is, Rags doesn't do much, but somehow he's good company anyhow. So I started to write good company, but I erased it. It wasn't really a behavior. Then I thought about our training sessions. Rags had learned to pick up a shoe on command, but he always missed the box when he set it down. I added it to my list. He never gets things where he means to put them. That was it. I suddenly realized Bobby and Rags had something in common. I scribbled a coded message and passed it to Mila. And I'm going to put this really close, right? That's the secret coded message. And I'm going to read it to you. I think I can read it to you because so many of the letters go together. And if your brain just kind of kicks in, you can almost read it even without all the right letters in it, okay? It says, "We must get together after school. Think I know where the prize is." She read it and smiled and rubbed a finger across her nose. "We must go to the store after school. I think I know where the prize is." She got the message. When we meet on Thursday, I'll start reading chapter 9. I think we're getting close, boys and girls. Hang on tight. I'm going to show you an activity you can do today. So, a few weeks ago, on one of my slides, we talked about secret code words. Okay, so I'm going to show you an activity in a minute that you can do, and I'll show you what it looks like here. This is what I sent to your parents, so you can either print this off or you can just take it and transcribe it. That means just copy it to another piece of paper. You don't have to worry about it if you don't have the right paper. So in a minute I'm going to go back and show you how to do this, but this is the paper that you'll see in your mom and dad's email. Okay, so chapter title, I wouldn't worry about that because we're not really talking about a specific title. You could just put Jigsaw Jones there if you want to. But under secret codes, here's what it says. Find interesting or new words from this chapter and use the code to write them on the lines. Then have a friend figure out the words. Be sure to separate the numbers. Can you figure out the first word? So I'll let you do that, but I'm going to go back to this and show you. I'm going to actually show you how to do it. We did this a couple weeks back. So here's some codes, and you probably noticed over here on the left-hand side where my mouse is, that number 1 equals A, number 2 equals B, number 3 equals C, and all the way down the page to the last number 26, which equals Z. So we've got all of the letters in the alphabet that are encoded with all of these numbers on the left. So my word I picked to show you how this works was rags, okay? So I went over here, and the easiest way to do it was to write out the word rags. So I did R, and I went to see, which one is R? Oh, there it is, number 18. So I wrote down number 18. A, I know A is the beginning. Look, A is number 1. Yay! So I went down and wrote number 1. G, let's go down and see if we can find G. Oh, there it is, number 7. And then finally, S is 19. So there's the code, boys and girls. For the word rags, the code is 18, 1, 7, and 19. And here are some other examples that I did. All right, so you can figure those out if you want. Well, you won't figure these out. You'll figure the ones out that you create. So let's go back to the paper. So what you can do is think of some words, right? So you can put them on a cheat sheet if you want to, a sloppy copy, and you can go on down this page and put some codes here, and they will equal a word, right? So maybe you want to keep that a secret, or maybe you just want to do it, just have some fun. Either way is just fine. But if you want to keep it a secret, you can bring it to our book club next week when we're Zooming again. And after you've written down your numbers, we could try to figure out what your word is if you would like to do that. So you could do, if you have a printer at home, you could print off 2 of these, right? And you could do all your words all the way down, okay? You don't have to do all of them. You can just do a few. And then you print out another piece of paper and do one, and then you print another piece of paper with all your numbers on it. Then we could try and guess your words when we Zoom together. So it's all about the secret codes like we had in our story. So I hope you had fun with this, and stay tuned to Thursday where I'll be back to read some more of the book to you and have another activity for you to do. Have a good Tuesday, boys and girls. See you soon.